No, I didn't. Huh? Yeah.
My track is great.
Huh? Your shoulders just aren't angled in the right direction. Keep going. Let me look. What's the matter with that one? That one actually looked normal. That one actually looked pretty good. Right there at the bottom of the swing. Huh? Oh. God. It's that last minute. It's staying up there later, but it's still at the last minute. It actually used to go right a lot sooner. Now it's getting a little bit higher. I mean, that right there is where we need it to be. Just at the last minute. It's almost like the shoulders start to rotate at the top of the swing here. It's almost like that left shoulder tries to rotate back instead of really kind of dropping it in and then let the shoulder rotate. Because if you look at it, this is a perfect position right there. Yeah, but I think it goes out because this shoulder, I think, goes this way. See?
What do you want me to do? Try and not make a left shoulder?
Sometimes you have to fool your body into doing it. So here, see if you can try to just kind of see the corner of your eye and just try to sit there, almost like drop the ball underneath here, just to try to force it. Yeah. And then when it comes through, try to throw the ball up under here. We're over exaggerating it, but let's see if it actually. Yeah. Somehow we got to keep this shoulder pointing that way longer. Yeah, it's got to be pointed that way longer. Let me see if we can. Yeah. Keep. That's more at the angle we want to be. Let's do that again. Ah,
That's it, right?
yeah, that's where we want to be.
Great rotation.
Yeah,
Great movement.
yeah. It's almost like we want to. We just have to retrain your body to do that.
Are you just pushing on the ball a little bit?
No, well, just a little bit, but I'm
Your
just
hand
kind of.
there.
I'm just like, let's do it again. See if we can. Like I said, if we do it enough, your body's gonna remember that feeling. Yeah, that's perfect. Like I said, you're just a split second off. Um, See if you can swing a little bit higher. So instead of us starting back here, go ahead and go here, and then try to swing it back in here, and then see if I can keep my hand on it.
Split second from great and
Yeah,
scheiße.
seriously. I mean, it's literally.
Body down.
The reason why your body comes up is see at the last minute you're trying to. If you can just roll it, then you'll actually stay down. Just try to roll it off your hand. It's because you're trying to put rotation on it. You just want to slide and just let that ball just kind of roll. See how at the last minute you're trying to, because of the where the ball was at the bottom of your swing normally, that's how you have to turn it. So you have to think, I don't have to turn it anymore. I just have to let the ball roll. It's going to feel like you're doing nothing to the ball. Yeah, that wasn't your better one. Let's see how the backswing was though. So I mean, though, where you're kind of helping it right there at the bottom. That's why your legs come up. But the thing of it is, once you get used to it and you're more comfortable, you'll be able to keep your leg on the floor because you're not going to have to turn the ball as much. Huh? See, that actually stayed inside your head longer. It actually was closer. Let me show you.
What size jersey do you wear? What size jersey do you wear?
See, if you can just get to that point there.
What's your shoe size?
It's for Rude to Gold.
You don't have it. Tell me your shoe size.
11 and a half, I guess. I don't know.
Try to stay behind this one a little longer. Stay behind it.
You know what the bite is?
Huh?
The bite.
I don't know.
This ball. My hammer.
It doesn't feel like I'm losing it at all.
Oh wow.
You're gonna get there slowly. It's already 100% better.
I don't feel 100% better.
Well, I'm looking at where your head is and where the ball is in the relation to the inside of your head.
It's Harry. I'm the last traveler. I'm pretty sure.
See right there, you're going back here and then you're coming out here. So basically, you're doing the same motion here, but you're doing it with your shoulders a little bit more open. So it's actually falling where it's supposed to. See, it's still there. It just closes a little bit early, but it's further along in your swing. So at first you were doing it here, and now you're doing it here, now you're doing it here. So we're slowly moving down your swing. It's just not something that you're going to be able to fix like right away, obviously. I wonder what would happen if we kept your left shoulder forward. Let me see. You get on this side. No, just keep that shoulder forward. Yeah, don't let it swing back this way. I like going further right. How'd that feel? Did you feel any more? It always has been a little bit like Lucas, except for now we're starting to move it this way. I had to do the same thing with him. I had to slowly, instead of here, I had to slowly start moving his shoulder this way. Huh? Yeah. 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 Actually, he's back to doing that because he's kind of pretty much coaching himself right now. It's good if you want to play straight up, but if you're going to hook it, it's really, really tough to do. Yeah.
This ball.
What about? Why are you trying all these bowling balls?
No, this is the ball itself.
Oh. Yeah. After that one, yeah. I mean, how did that one feel? See, I like that one a lot. Yeah. See, everybody does something that's unique to their own game. You just have to let them do that because it's harder to change things completely. Okay? So what we have to do is try to get that ball in a good position in the backswing so that when you do that normal transition over, it drops it in the right place. It's a lot easier to fix it that way. And then what happens is eventually that will straighten out because you remember when Dusty used to come here and then he used to go here. His used to go like this, and then eventually we got him to go, yeah. Actually, it went here, and then we had to move it back here. And we did it by slowly slicing it up. That's the only way you can fix it. But we did it in a way where he didn't feel like he was fixing it at all. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is where it starts. By doing the one step, getting that right, and then moving back and doing. Just keep on switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, it'll get there. Really, that's the only way you're going to be able to fix it. Almost wish you could just do the one step forever. Almost wish you could do the one step forever. No, not really, because you need your feet. Yeah. See, the thing is, if you can do it there, eventually it'll move in. You just have to make the commitment and the faith to do it. That's the only way. Like if I wanted to get out of, like I have a habit of doing this. I have a habit of doing this, but I'm strong enough to keep it, to let it go, work. But if I were to change that, it would take months, and I would have to do it slowly. I'd have to have faith that okay, if I keep on working on it, it's going to get straight. But I'm not going to see any results until right.
My scores are reflecting this.
Yeah. I think.
I can't score for crap.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, just keep on doing this.
My release looks good there.
Yeah, it looks great because it's right where we want it to be. I mean, look, see where your head is and see where the ball is.
And just for you, I made sure to write which one what each letter meant. I know, but when I sent it, I knew.
See if you can do it there, you can eventually do it the other way.
I got bored of bowling over there by myself.
So I would do 5 shots like that, then go back and do one shot on the full approach. Whether you're able to do it or not, I would just keep on doing that back and forth, and eventually it's going to work its way back into your game. Yeah. So when you can actually get the ball to the right easily, then you know that you've actually had a pretty good delivery. It's not always going to be perfect. We just want to be able to get that swing, consistent. Even if we have to do the one step to do it. Because eventually that's definitely gonna make it into your game. You just have faith that it's gonna happen.
I feel like bowling a 700 series.
I wish.
On Saturday. Bet you I will.
Huh? It takes almost 100 shots to get it into muscle memory. Maybe even a little bit more. So just keep on doing this. We can do special sessions so we can keep this working. This is how you're going to break out of your rut. Yes. At the end, yeah.
I was picking up 10 pins all day on Wednesday.
Well, that's good. I know. Another thing you can do is kind of move up and walk through your approach and allow your swing to get about this high. So you go. Since your swing's not going to be high, you'll be able to control where that ball is right here in the back of the swing. So just move up a little bit. Not even do it for you. Just kind of slowly walk in there and just kind of. It's like doing the one step with a couple other steps added to it. But it allows you to control your swing where you can, that in your backswing, you can set it right there on your head. And also still allow you to really drive in with your feet. Put a little slide and get used to sliding and releasing the ball.
Oh, there's a quest due next week.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
He literally told everyone that was in the class.
It ain't pretty. It's not easy. I mean, but you know, it's like somebody who's not good at free throws. The only way you're gonna get better is work on your technique and throw free throws. And one step just basically isolates that part of your swing. Once it gets locked in there, then you can carry the backswing up higher, you know, and throw it through. Huh. See, it's slow. It's slowly moving there.
Can you hand me that?
Wow.
Coming to get my ball. Can you move?
Yeah. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but believe me.
It makes me just want to throw one step and leave.
You could almost.
Are you allowed to do one step and leave?
Yeah, you could.
Why did you want to do it?
Hmm. Just commit to practicing throwing a lot more of those within the next couple weeks, and then just see what happens after that. Sometimes it's a matter of faith.
Well, I'm running low on that.
I know. I know you can do it though.
That probably sounds stupid. It's affecting my school too. I feel like right now,
I understand. You see, if you feel right now you couldn't compete.
yeah.
No, I understand. You know it.
I mean, there's no guarantee I even make it.
Right. Right. I mean, what would your parents say about think about waiting a year and just going Nova? Okay. Okay. I mean, you could take a year off and just work strictly on the game. You still have to bowl league so you can get some competition in, but you know. You also got to figure competitively. You really are new to it. You've been bowling for a long time, but competitively you have been doing it this long. So
It's just frustrating for me to see last season
yeah, yeah.
with how well everything was. And this, it's like I know I can bowl well.
I had one of my students for George Mason. He averaged 190 when he got to Mason, but then and he actually shot some good scores. And all of a sudden, something happened, and his timing got thrown off. He literally spent a year averaging 150. And he came every week, sometimes 2 times a week, to practice, and we just worked on his game, and he's averaging 220 now. But he had to go through a year. He actually went to some college tournaments and literally shot like 150 whenever he bowled, and he couldn't get the ball to the right.
I think part of this is last year I was practicing 3 times a week.
Right, right,
Every Wednesday, every Saturday, every Sunday.
right.
Saturday practice kind of fade a little bit.
Well, I think that even if you did practice, I think there's always a chance you're going to get into a rut,
Yeah.
and that's what you are. Now you probably would break out of your rut faster. Like I said, just commit to this. You know, if you need me to, we can have private sessions. We can just sit there and just drill this into your head. Because obviously we can see what happens when you're in a better position. Because it's all about getting good body positioning. That movement that you have is not a bad thing if we can get it to drop into the right place. Steve Hahn is probably one of the best bowlers in this area. And honestly, his physical game is not that pretty. Because it's so, we just have to get you to do what you do, but drop it into the right place. And what you'll find is that drop will be smaller and smaller. So instead of moving like this, you may be moving like this. I don't think we'll ever get it so it's completely straight, because that's something unique to you, but we can get it under control. I think, honestly, from a bowling standpoint, it would make more sense to take another year, as long as you're committed to it. As long as you're committed to working on your game,
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense.
But when's your English as well?
I don't even know if I can defer a year.
That's why you're not going to see Mr. Ron.
Because I've got scholarship money off too. It's on the table.
Well, I think that you'll have more of an opportunity. See, if you don't bowl, you don't lose any eligibility. I know people who went to school for 5 years, and they redshirted the first year. They didn't bowl any tournaments, and they were still able to bowl 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing of it is, it also allow you to really, really concentrate on your schoolwork. At Nova, get used to.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the open house.
Yeah.
I don't. A lot of people were telling me it's gonna be fancy in public high school, and I don't know what public high school is like because I went right into private school after middle school.
Right. Well, that
I
might be a good thing, though.
I absolutely hated middle school, so I figured high school was gonna be worse.
Hmm. College is going to be. It's going to be like that, except for it's condensed into a smaller time frame.
Yeah.
See, the thing of it is, at least we know what we need to do. Because really, that's the hardest part is trying to figure out what you need to work on.
Yeah.
You know, you're there. You know exactly what you need to work on. One step also allows you to, it's going to allow you to really learn to free up your swing a little bit. When you free up your swing, you're going to be able to get that ball to get out there and still come back. Are you out of here? You need to stop hitting yourself.
It's these new shoes.
I know.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay, or we're gonna be Jesus with a lot of traveling. Remember?
Practice Saturday.
Yeah. Let's get a couple. Why don't you do a couple full approaches, but a little bit further up? It's actually going deeper in. It's actually getting further this on your way back. It's really getting in here, which allow it to stay in further. Yeah, that one got right. That one got right, I think. Yeah, that was a really big motion. Like I said, we just got to get it under control, though. We don't have to get rid of it completely. We just have to get it under control. Because that was a big looping motion, where the other ones are kind of like this. I like that one. See, that was pretty good. Well, also look at it this way. That year you had, you still. So something is going on right there at the bottom of the swing. The thing of it is, if we can fix it this way, then you don't have to think about what you're doing at the bottom of the swing. We want all that out of the way before you hit the line. How are you doing? You don't know? Ah. All right. A little bit more, and then go over there and practice some more. Okay. That'll look pretty good. When he moves back, he takes bigger steps. Yeah.